very, very soon. On YouTube, it's been the talk of the town. Davinci Resolve has released some betas to some YouTubers. You had to be selected from a pool. I was not selected. I do not have a big enough channel to deserve that, but I wanted to go ahead and go over some of it with you guys. As obviously I can't use our YouTube channels as references, so I am using a website called Film Editing Pro, and it does. I did read this article beforehand, and it does talk extensively about the new Davinci Resolve on the iPad. Now they're offering two versions: the free version, and they're offering the Pro version. The Pro version has a lot more into it, like sound reduction and noise and stuff like that. That is $99. That is really good for a pro level app, because typically it's $300 to get the studio version of the Davinci Resolve in Mac. So pretty substantial discount. Now again, it's not going to be a one-to-one comparison because obviously the Mac does still have way more stuff than the one on the iPad. I'm sorry. So I wanted to go ahead and get you guys some looks at it. I'm going to be comparing this also to the only sort of pro level app that we do have currently for iPads currently. So it's not going to be something, again, it's not a one-to-one, but I am going to be doing it because this is what I use on the iPad if I have to, because it's the only one option I have, which is LumaFusion, and then obviously since it is Thunderbolt, you get the really fast connections, whereas on like your iPad Air, then you would only be getting USB-C 3.0 if I'm not wrong, so you do get the slower speed than that one, but it does, as you can see here, have peripheral settings and backs, but I really want to get to more of the pictures because that's really going to describe to you guys more of what I am talking about. So you can see here how the video is composed. You can put multiple streams of 4K. If you have an M2, the M1, I would say 1 to 2. Be mindful of the codec that you use, the aspect ratios, and how you're going to be using the videos. But as you guys can see, it does work with the Apple Pencil too. That was a big thing that people were wondering. Yes, it does work with that, and it works very well. And the new hover feature on the M2 iPad Pros does work really well. And so we're going to back up so you guys can see more of the color grading aspects. So you do get a full color grading, which you really don't get in LumaFusion, which is a really nice thing to have, especially if you're very high in making sure your videos look color accurate. This is going to be the biggest thing for you to make sure that your videos does look 100% the way it would look as if you were editing them on the Mac. So that was the big reason why Davinci wanted to do this. They would be the only one in the space that is offering a pro level app to it, because Apple is currently not willing to do that with their current one, which is their current app currently. So that's really the unfortunate part here, is if Apple would just offer us Final Cut Pro, we wouldn't even need Davinci Resolve, but it is nice to know that we are getting Davinci Resolve on an iPad Pro M1 version, or you can get the iPad Air M1 version, and that has it as well. But like I said, on the Air, you do have the USB-C 3.0 instead of Thunderbolt, so the media transfer speeds are going to be relatively slow. Here, so you can see the LUTs, you can see the temporals. Now this is more if you have the Pro. That's what the beta was on, is on the Pro. It's not on the free version, so we don't really know if there's really a big difference in the free version than there is compared to the studio version. Now the studio version, both versions are going to be getting more pages added to it. You don't have like a cut page or anything like that, so you're just working pretty much in a simplified version of LumaFusion, of Davinci Resolve, as if you were seeing it on the same way that we would see it on a normal plane. So you don't have like a dedicated edits slot where you can move the media around, have two side by sides looking at each one while doing it, unfortunately. Now Those are all things that I guess they're going to be adding as time goes on right now. They just want to put it out here in the next week or two, if I remember correctly. They're going to be putting this app out for the general public to go. They're just trying to get some feedback and make sure there's no bugs, things like that. So you can see some more color grading. Now there are going to be some limitations to this. Sorry. It is going to be, obviously, there's no hotkeys. There's no, like, easier features to do it off of. No way to really get LUTs. You are going to have the same issues with some media types where it's not going to be able to accept it. You don't have a fusion screen. So those are all things that you really have to be mindful of when you're getting this iPad. This is more for on-the-go media editing than it is a sit-down huge editing project. This is not for something that's 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes long. This is more for clips and 10 to 15 minutes. Videos, not more than that, because obviously if you have more than that, then you obviously have more editing time. Where this is, like I said, more for short video editing. This is more for short formats. This works, like I said, really good if you have a clips channel, TikToks, YouTube Shorts. If you're going to be doing, if you're spitting, firing, if your channel is pretty much based off of 5 to 10 minute videos constantly, then this is what this is perfectly there for. Not for videos that are going to be taking longer than that. That is more of a separate. That's more if you want to get. That's where more you want to get into the Mac version of that for sure. But you can do professional work in this, so that is something that you should know as well. And you can kind of see the questions and how it does. Now, like I said, this is only beta that's out right now. Their full version will be released within a week or two, if I'm not wrong. And you can kind of see it here on the Fusion composite. So that stuff's not going to really work on the iPad version where it would on the Mac. So just keep that in mind. And like I said, I'm going to be comparing this to LumaFusion, so you guys will have more references on what you guys really want to see. But this is pretty much just a base video of the new Davinci Resolve. When it actually comes out, I will be doing a full breakdown comparison on it with my iPad and letting you guys know what my thoughts are and what I prefer to use if I was to use my iPad as my full editing rig. Alright, so make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Thank you guys for watching my latest video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.